the influencers to the White House for that photo op.
They gave him the binders.
Yeah, binders full of women. Okay, too soon. And I should say, you did give me a promotion, Eamon, so just because my friends are going to tease me if I don't say I was not a U.S. attorney. I was an assistant.
Oh, okay. No, thank you so much for clarifying that.
But
in the Trump administration, you would have just ran with it. You would have called yourself Attorney General and nobody would have said anything.
Well, except I would have been fired. So, but I think this is the point, right? They started well, this conspiracy theory that all the pro-Trump camp was stoking. Donald Trump himself, as it was happy to allow it to be stoked, to say, well, yeah, I'd release them. Certainly not try to tamp out that conspiracy theory because he never met one he didn't like if he thought it benefited him. And now that he actually has to own it with his own base of support, he's got a real problem because it isn't us. Right? Yeah. It's the people who
it started out on the right.
And look, all of his conspiracy theories have been deep state conspiracy theories that you can't trust government, so trust me. And now he's just said to his base, maybe trust me, just trust me, even though we just told you a bunch of stuff and now we're saying it's not true. Yeah.
Well, Basil, I'm curious how you think the cognitive dissonance around this whole thing is going to ultimately get worked out, because as Maya just said there, I even myself had a conversation with someone in MAGA world this week who was saying you can't trust the government. There is a deep state cover up, but now we are trusting the messaging we're getting from this White House that maybe this is the end of the road and that's all there was to see, folks. How are they really going to hold all that together? And for the people who are still in the revolt, do you think it's just a matter of time? I mean, historically, they always kind of do come back around.
Yeah. Well, to Maya's point, they live in this space. He got elected because he relied on the individuals that live in this space, this conspiracy space. He relied on them to get elected. So it's amazing to me that they didn't see this coming, number one, when they tried to be too cute by half and half release the documents, number one. Number two, one of my cautions here is that Donald Trump firmly controls the Republican Party and the MAGA supporters. So he can find a way to change the conversation to a point. Because if this bipartisan pressure if there is that deluge, if it really does start to increase and become significant over time, and they cannot put this away, then we will probably see some things and hear about some things that themselves will not go away over time as we go into the midterms. And that's where it's really important. Having said that, this is a place I don't want Democrats to go too far down, because even though it's important that they have an oversight function as members of Congress, for example, to oversee these documents, what Pam Bondi knew, what did she keep from public view, that's incredibly important. The protection of the women and girls involved in this entire Epstein case is extraordinarily important, and perhaps some new legislation could come from that, protecting them and future victims. But the conspiracy sort of hole is not a place that I want Democrats to go down, because we have a lot of other things that we need to be talking about and holding this government accountable that affect the lives of Americans day to day. And we've got to be able to do all of that, but also focus on those kitchen table issues that are going to come up in the election.
So do you think it's a mistake for people like Senator Ron Wyden to be concerned about the financial records here and trying to get more transparency there?
Or the FBI, Dick Durbin worried about the FBI.
No, like I said, I think there are oversight functions that Congress should be focused on. There's no question about that, because this involves multiple agencies, right? This involves potential deals that we don't know the details of, that we need to get to the bottom of. But we've got to find a way to pivot very quickly, because there's a larger story to be told here. It's about it, and to your point, it's about the president relying on his supporters to get elected and then turning around and lying to them, turning around and saying that I forget the word that he exactly used. He probably meant to use another word to describe their weakness. in their ability to get past this moment. That's where Democrats need to just make sure that they pivot toward to be able to tell a broader story about this administration.
Let me play for you what Alan Dershowitz, former attorney for Epstein, sorry to invoke that reaction from you, but let me play for you something he said about the ability to release these documents. Take a listen.
I think the judge should release it, but they're not in the grand jury transcripts. They're sealed records by 2 or 3 federal judges in the New York courts. I've seen some of these materials. For example, there is an FBI report of interviews with alleged victims in which at least one of the victims names very important people, and the names have been redacted.
And he also goes on to say that Ghislaine Maxwell, the associate who's convicted on the federal charges related to her role with Jeffrey Epstein, should be granted immunity to be able to testify and speak about the nature of that relationship. Where do you see that going, and if there's any space for something like that to happen, you think?
Well, let's just start with, we're talking about Alan Dershowitz here, okay? We have to take anything he says, not just with a big grain of salt, but with like a whole mountain of it.
Yeah.
I mean, he is someone who himself at one point was directly implicated in having a relationship with Jeffrey Epstein, and one that potentially might mean he has at least some self-interest here. But let me just say this, one thing that is true about what he said, that this is a distraction. I mean, the reason that the Trump administration is now offering to ask courts to unseal sealed documents, which for the most part is about protecting the victims of these crimes, and these are now convicted crimes. There's no question they're crime victims. This is horribly traumatic stuff, and they should be protected. But it's also the case that a lot of what the Trump base is demanding here, a lot of the information about which powerful people may or may not have been engaged in some kind of, in some of these activities, the likelihood that that is in the grand jury material or in the sealed documents we're talking about is not very high, because that material is related directly to the cases that were about Jeffrey Epstein and were about Maxwell. And so I'm just saying that's different from saying Maxwell may be able to say something and know something, but why would she? Why would she? And secondly, you do have to think about those victims that are getting justice from the fact that she's going to serve out her sentence. But I think the real issue here, and continues to be, why won't the Department of Justice share redacting victims' names? Because the way to do that is redact the names of victims, but make clear what you have. That's what they're asking for.
And there's no legal or constitutional principle that stops them from doing what you are describing.
They are sealed records. So this is the distraction. We're going to say we don't have any control. We'll go to the court and ask them to do something that only the court can decide. We have no power over it, to distract from the very question that the base is asking, which is, what do you have that's in your power that you told us multiple times you would release, and why were you not there? And I just have to say one other thing, because there was some reporting, Maria Farmer, this is publicly, Maria Farmer, who came forward in 1995, went to the FBI, went to law enforcement because she had been sexually assaulted, she says, by Jeffrey Epstein, who ultimately was convicted, was charged. But she says to them in 2 separate occasions, in '96 and in 2006, check out Donald Trump. And the reason is because when she went to Epstein's office late at night, having been called there by Jeffrey Epstein, Donald Trump shows up, starts her describing behavior that feels threatening to her sexually. Donald Trump's, the way he is looking at her. She said she does not claim he violated any law, but was uncomfortable with how he was looking at her. Jeffrey Epstein comes in the room and says, no, 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 she's not for you. Yeah. And then as they walk out, he says, I thought she was 16. Yep. So that is the kind of thing that people, I am quite sure, when they ask why won't Donald Trump's administration turn over the records, is creating some more smoke.
I have to remind our viewers, he hasn't been charged in connection to any of what you've laid out there.
And he's denied all wrongdoing.
And she did not say or alleged that he had committed a crime to her. So just to be clear, my only point is the question about whether powerful people were engaged in sexual relationships with these children, in many instances, who are being sex trafficked, is still an open question. And that's why people are saying, well, tell us what you know about what people in power